Men are finally waking up. They are starting to see that being loyal, giving, and doing everything right does not mean that you will be appreciated.
Men say they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date.
I can understand why men have given up dating, because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy.
Guys want to be the girls now because men are so concerned being the center of attention. Basically, everything used to be about the woman. And why are men okay with this shift in priority?
Men with no hose. Where are you?
Can we talk about how men don't offer to buy girls drinks at the bar anymore?
I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Pearl Chronicle.
Guys are so lucky. You guys do not understand. So I'm 25, right? I'm sitting here and I'm having to build a fucking roster. I'm having to sit here and go out and do things I don't want to do. I don't want a roster. I don't want to go out and date. I don't like this hookup culture. I don't like any of it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. Men, you guys just get to sit there and you guys can go wait until you're in your 30s, you're almost 40, and you can just go get with a girl that's in her fucking 20s and live a normal life. Girls don't have that luxury. I'm now sitting here at 25 having to figure out how the fuck to get back in these fucking streets so I can figure out, so 10 years down the line, I'm not sitting there single still with my daughter being an only child. Like, I want to have a family. I want to have kids. I want to be happy. Like, I want all of these things. But people don't want that nowadays, it feels. It feels like no matter, it's like, what is this dating stuff? What is Hinge? What is Tinder? What is all of this? Like, it's disgusting. Like, my friends helped me make a Hinge and a Tinder, and it's like, I hated it. I hate it. I ended up deleting my Hinge, and I'm getting ready to delete the Tinder because it's just like I don't want to talk to anybody on there. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like I'm just sitting there like a magazine going through like clothing. That's what it feels like. And it's like, I don't want that. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that at all.
You wanted the roster phase, the attention, the dating apps, the hot girl summers. Now reality hit hard. Men checked out because modern dating became a losing game. And now panic kicks in when the consequences finally show up.
Everyone on this, don't mind me, I'm rolling out. Everyone on this app is like, where are all the hot guys in New York City? I go to these bars, I bar hop, and I see zero hot men. Where are they? They're running, babes. Unfortunately, they're running on the East River or the West Side Highway. More so on the West Side Highway, so way more eye candy last weekend when I ran there. Sometimes Central Park is good, but I think the rivers are your best bet. They go to bed early on the weekend and they wake up and they run. That's where the hot men are at.
Can we talk about how men don't offer to buy girls drinks at the bar anymore? I've been single for 6 years and I can count on one hand how many times a guy has offered to buy me a drink. But it's not just that, it's guys coming up and approaching girls in general is so scarce these days. I'm like, we as women have almost made it where we're like, leave us alone, so much to the point that they really are.
Love, why would they? What benefit does a man get by buying you a drink or approaching you? Nothing, right? Because unless you are interested in that man, he won't receive anything in return. Relationships between men and women, especially between men and women, are about give and take. Whatever I'm willing to pour in, you need to return the same effort. And it doesn't have to be in the same way. If a man is buying you drinks and, let's say, wining and dining you, giving you a good time, right? A nice experience, talking to you sweetly, building your confidence, giving you compliments, he's gonna want to clap cheeks. At the bare minimum, he should be getting some ass. And if he's not, that's a waste of time. Which is crazy that a lot of women come online as if they're entitled to special treatment just for being a woman. That's outlandish. You have to earn that treatment. And if you're not willing to, don't expect men to treat you as a girlfriend if you're not treating him as a boyfriend. It's so easy. Even a fucking caveman can do it.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Why don't men ever make the first move anymore?
Because women want to be men.
What?
No, we don't.
Well, you're so hyper-focused on being a man that men don't want to approach you anymore. It's gross. Men don't care about your independence or high-flying status. We want peace, not chaos that you bring with competition of trying to be better than what we are. We don't offer any value to you anymore if you can have whatever it is that you want. So, if you want to be approached by a man, then you need to learn how to be a woman.
Damn.
You told men you don't need them, mock them online, friend zone the respectful ones, then act shocked when they leave you alone. Men aren't scared to approach. They just learned modern women often aren't worth the headache.
Men with no hose. Where are you?
They're at work, at the gym, hanging out with friends every now and then, at home working on their cars, playing video games, restreaming shows like Game of Thrones or Peaky Blinders, or even watching Tombstone for the 1000th time. In not so many words, these dudes are at peace, and they want to be left in peace.
First date of 2026. And I have no problems posting this because he told me he doesn't have TikTok. And honestly, even if he did, I wouldn't give a if he saw this, because this man decided to psychoanalyze everything about me. Everything. He and I met in the wild. We met playing kickball, and we had a really great time, and I was like, oh my god, he's like kind of cute, and like we were having fun. So we decided to go on a date. So we did. And as the date's going on, we're having a lovely time. I'm having a great time. But then he starts getting a little drunker. And that's when the truth starts to really come out. And he was like, psychoanalyzing me, and literally was like, I bet you're on anxiety meds. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, how'd you come to that conclusion? He's like, you just give those vibes. He was like, you're clearly a very sheltered person. You're clearly somebody who thinks you know everything and like has seen the world, but you don't know anything. And then he just starts going on and on and on about all the things that he's decided about me. In 2 hours, he's decided all of this about me to make me feel bad about myself. I have no idea. And he was like, then trying to question me, oh, how many relationships have you been in? I'm like, that's none of your business. He's like, I bet you've been in a lot of situationships but don't ever have a boyfriend. And I was like, wow, you really just have me all figured out. So we're starting the year off really strong, and I wish I could like make this funny, but at this point, like it's not funny. It's just mean.
He probably hit a nerve because deep down, you knew some of it was true. Modern dating got so predictable that a man can read the pattern in 2 hours flat. The truth sounds mean when nobody's used to hearing it directly.
I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you. They're tired of you pretending to want to take them seriously when you really just want the free drinks. They're tired of going up to you and you being like, thanks for the drink. You know, doing this game you do. Tired. They're tired of the takers. They're tired. They don't want to deal with any of that. They're tired of, oh, you know, you meet all of these qualifications, right? You know, you got all the qualifications, and she's talking to you and she's like, oh, but, you know, there's this one thing. He has a boat and it's red, and I don't like the color red. Oh, right? Because they feel like they can be so picky that they've got everything met, but they can just nitpick about everything, right? They're tired of you. You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently, and that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on. Change your attitude. It's going to take a long time for guys to feel like you've changed genuinely, and then you'll see. But for now, especially in the cities, guys are just sitting back with their drink, and they're just letting this drama unfold. It's hilarious. It's like, you know, they're frazzled cats. Frazzled cats. Ooh. Very entertaining.
Men didn't suddenly become shy. They became aware. Once guys realized attention was being used like a currency exchange for free validation, drinks, and ego boosts, they started protecting their peace instead.
Men are finally waking up. They are starting to see that being loyal, giving, and doing everything right does not mean that you will be appreciated. Too many good men have been bruised by women that only saw them as a wallet, a handyman, or an emotional punching bag. Those same men are now choosing themselves. They are choosing peace as well over pressure of the world that they have to be a husband and a father. They're literally protecting their hearts. And that's not because they don't love women. They are tired of being drained by the wrong women. If women do not see that y'all are paying attention to exactly who some of us are, and some of us are just not for the right thing, they are falling to societal pressures, their little circle that's around them, their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, their friends. They want them to be the leaders in the relationship. And that's just not how it works in this world. What we say doesn't go all the time. When you're in a relationship, you have to work together as two, not as one that is being put on this pedestal that they have to get everything done for them and men have to do what women are saying. It does not work like that. It pretty doesn't work anymore. It's not about what we look like. It's about how we treat men and how they feel. And when the man knows his worth, he not gonna stay for no drama. The new standards are for women is that you have to bring peace. You have to pour back into him. It's about a woman that understands that love isn't about taking. It's about building with that man and not trying to build on him. I truly believe that the era of good men is not ended, but good men have woken up and they understand their worth.
She said it perfectly. Good men didn't disappear, they just stopped tolerating one-sided relationships. Men are waking up and realizing loyalty without respect is just slow self-destruction.
If you're looking for a high-value man, then girl, why are you still going to the bar? Let me say this gently. The bar is the clearance section of dating. I'm not saying that good men never set foot into a bar, but if that's your primary hunting ground, you're fishing in very predictable waters, and these waters are infested with sharks, okay? Let's talk about who is actually going to these bars consistently, even if they're high-end. It's either the guy who's escaping his responsibilities for the night, wife and kids, the recently divorced man trying to prove that he still got it, or the charming guy who's a little too good at this. He knows exactly what to say. It's a little too perfect because he's been practicing on fresh energy for years. It's like the land of misfit toys, but everybody here thinks that they're the prize. And again, before anybody twists what I'm saying like a pretzel, as I said before, there are exceptions, but the exceptions don't build outcomes. Patterns do. Now, compare that to what high-value men are actually doing. They're not closing down the bar at 1 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because they're waking up at 6 a.m. They're waking up to do things like red light therapy, cryotherapy, working out, dialing in their health. Those kinds of men are in environments that require discipline, not environments that are designed for distraction. They're building businesses, managing stress, working on their mental health. They're not out there looking for validation from strangers over tequila. So if you keep going to the bar expecting to meet a grounded, emotionally available, disciplined man, you've just been going to the wrong rooms, girl. So if you're curious where those men are actually living, watch my latest video because they're not hiding from you. You're just not looking where they live.
You can't spend years hunting attention in nightlife culture, then act confused when you keep meeting players, divorced dudes, and commitment folks. High-value men are asleep by midnight while the club crowd is still screaming over tequila shots.
I love to be the one to say it. Club culture dying is a huge reflection on how prominent the DL community actually is. Let's think about this for a second. That video that girl made, the viral video about how club culture is dying because guys want to be the girls now. Because men are so concerned being the center of attention. Basically, everything used to be about the woman. And why are men okay with this shift in priority? And why has the priorities shifted in general? I think it could be for a couple things. One, I do think some men actually just like to flex on other men, and it's kind of like a big dick swinging singing contest, but that also used to include who would have the most women in their section and who would have the most beautiful women. That's not even something a lot of men are even checking for anymore, and it's because they don't like us. They really don't care about the women. They never did. And the fact that a lot of men are not caring about the fact that their sections are just filled with men should be very telling as to how they actually feel. This is a lot of men's dream come true, and that's why it's not fucking changing. I do think there are two scenarios. One, the ego trumps your desire for women so much to the point where you're willing to be sharing a bottle with 20 other dudes to feel important and to feel like you're in a space of importance, opposed to actually prioritizing being around women. And they want to feel important so bad to the point where they're all fighting to get one Instagram story of one bottle that they didn't even fucking pay for, or they're just DL, or they dislike men, and that's exactly where they want to be, and they're happy in their home.
Men stopped censoring nightlife around women because modern club culture stopped being worth the investment. It's not that men hate women, they just got tired of overpriced validation and fake attention games. Anyway, that's enough for today. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and stay tuned for the next video.